Hi everyone, my name is Dia and today I'm going to tell you how to get a work permit and a work visa for China, what documents are required and how to notarize them. In short, if you have decided to move to China for work purposes, the most important thing you have to obtain is a work permit. Let's consider two possible scenarios. At first, you and your employer sign an employment contract. Then your employer goes through a number of procedures in order to obtain an alien employment license for you. Then you present the license to the Embassy of China in your country in order to obtain a work visa, Z-type visa. The total duration of the procedure is about 2 months. After you arrive in China, you have to apply for a residence permit within 30 days of entry to China. Scenario number 2. In case your prospective employer wants to see you in China as soon as possible and to sign a contract after you arrive, the best option is to obtain a travel L-type visa or a business M-type visa, valid for at least 60 days. After you arrive in China, you can start the work permit application procedure together with your employer. This option is the most common since it is more time-saving. Regardless of your scenario, the first thing you have to do is to have the following documents ready: bachelor's or master's diploma, criminal record certificate, certificate of relevant work experience. These 3 documents must be translated into Chinese, but before the translation, 2 of them must be legalized by the Embassy or Consulate of China in your country: diploma and criminal record certificate. Whilst just a simple translation of the certificate of relevant work experience is required. If your hiring company in China is not willing to assist you in this long and bureaucratic procedure, I would advise you to find an intermediary in China who will coordinate your steps and consult you on every relevant matter. They will check and submit your documents instead of you. They will make an appointment for a medical checkup, provide you with all necessary addresses, etc. But even specialized agencies will ask you to provide those 3 documents before taking your case. So, in order to save time, make sure you have the documents ready for further processing. In case you are going to obtain a travel visa first and then to apply for a work permit in China, I would advise you to legalize documents after you obtain your visa. Otherwise, your visa application for travel purposes will look quite suspicious and may even be rejected. Besides, according to Chinese law, a foreign citizen may be refused entry to China even if he or she has a valid Chinese visa. Therefore, if you have obtained a tourist or business visa, buy a return flight ticket as well. Otherwise, you may even get refused to board your flight in the airport. How to notarize documents for Chinese work visa? Let's consider the following 3 scenarios. Scenario number 1. If you live in the country of your citizenship and you have already obtained your diploma and criminal record certificate, then you have to get them notarized or legalized by your local authorities. This procedure is different in every country. In some states, the Consular Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs provides authentication services on documents that will be used overseas. In other countries, diplomas are to be legalized by prefectures, whereas criminal record certificates are issued and have to be verified by the Ministry of Justice or by the local prosecutor's office. Scenario number 2. If you obtained your diploma in a foreign country, at first, it must be authenticated by the embassy of that country in your home country, then by the country of your citizenship. Probably a notarized translation will be also required. And only after that, you can submit it to the Embassy of China in your home country for final authentication. Another option is to authenticate the diploma in the country of origin and to submit it to the Embassy or Consulate of China in that country. This option is more convenient if you live in the same country where you have earned the diploma. Scenario number 3. If you are not a citizen of a country where you have been living for more than 1 year and your diploma is issued not by the country where you are currently located, but by your home country, then I would suggest you going back to your home country and notarize your diploma there, and then to have it authenticated by the consular office of China in your home country. If this option is not convenient to you, then you must get a notarized translation of your diploma into a language of the third country where you live, and then to get legalized it by local authorities, and only after that you can present it to the consular office of China for final legalization. In this case, the criminal certificate must also be obtained in the country of stay. However, bear in mind that you have to present proof of your stay in a foreign country for more than 1 year. Even if you entered your home country once for a few days during the last year, it can be a reason for your work visa refusal. Therefore, I would highly recommend to obtain and legalize all the necessary documents and also to apply for a work visa in the country of your citizenship. An apostille is a form of authentication issued to documents for use in countries that participate in the Hague Convention of 1961. Since the People's Republic of China does not participate in the convention, documents being sent to that country must be authenticated, certified, legalized or notarized by other governmental institutes, according to the agreement between two countries. You might need the apostille if you live in a foreign country from where you are going to apply for a Chinese work visa and which is a member of the convention. However, my advice is to notarize documents and to legalize them by the Chinese consular office located in the country in which they were originally issued. Why? Because first of all, it will cost you less, it will save your time, and what is more important, it will be less complicated for a Chinese officer to review your case and to make a decision whether to grant you a visa or to refuse it. If you don't know how it works in your country, make a call to the Embassy of China or visit the consular office in order to get information. Usually, websites of embassies don't contain such details. Hence, it's better to ask the responsible officers in person what authentication stamps are required and where to obtain them. Once you get your documents stamped by local authorities, make a photocopy of your passport and the authenticated documents, and then visit the Chinese consular office. The officer will ask you to fill in the application form of consular legalization of the Embassy of China and to pay for the service. Usually the procedure takes 6 working days. If the submitted documents are qualified as valid, the Chinese embassy puts a special authentication sticker on them. After you get your documents legalized by the Chinese consular office, you have to translate them into Chinese. No certified or notarized translation is required. Just make sure that the translation is done by a specialized agency and preferably by a native speaker. What is a certificate of relevant work experience? It is a document issued by a hiring company which contains information about the employee's position, job description, and job duration. It is the same as a recommendation letter or a reference letter in Western countries. Pay attention that the job you are applying for must be absolutely the same or very similar to your previous job, which you performed for at least 2 years. The certificate of relevant work experience issued by a former employer must contain the following information: name and passport details of the employee, position, duties, duration must be at least 2 years, company name, address, director's name, contact details for further inquiries, and date of issuance. Pay attention that the signature of the employer is obligatory. However, a company stamp or seal is not obligatory. It depends on the legal requirement of the state where the letter was issued. Once you get all of the above-mentioned documents legalized and translated, you can apply to the State Bureau of Foreign Experts for a work permit. As I have already mentioned, either your employer or an intermediary should help you. Once you get the permit, you can apply for a work visa. Apart from the work permit, the basic documents you will have to submit are passport, visa application form and a photo, proof of legal status,
photocopy of previous Chinese visas. Be patient and good luck!